Guys, thanks so much for tuning in on this video here. We are going to be covering and unboxing the new Smith & Wesson CSX. If you had tapped onto this video, I assume that you're just as interested as I was in this new gun that is offered by Smith. We're going to go ahead and just take a dive in it, see what you all can expect from it, what you get from the company, and if it's going to be a good purchase or if it's going to be stackable to the competition. So this is going to kind of cover the good, the bad, and the ugly about this new release from S&W. Now let's just dive into it. First and foremost, I think I'm going to start with the stabs. I think I'm going to start with the negative things, and then we'll kind of unbox it here and go on from then. But my first and biggest complaint is the cardboard box. Now, Smith & Wesson is a U.S.-made company, obviously, we all know. Very tried and true, very reputable. But, man, I got to tell you, for the price point on this thing, these come in at about $550 MSRP. And that's comparable to, like a 365 by SIG and, a Glock 43X and, a Springfield Hellcat and, Smith & Wesson MMP 2.0. These are all very comparable. And Smith is a great company, but all these other guns are actually including like a hard case. Like this is my 43, and they give you an actual case. It's it's ready to go. You can take it to the range and what have you and all that. I've even seen companies like FN here. FN will give you a cardboard box when you buy it from your retailer or when you get it shipped, but then inside is the case or like a sturdy nylon range bag sort of thing. But opening this thing up, I'm not too impressed because it's just a cardboard box, and I've seen other companies do this. Like actually, I got a few other examples here for you. So there's the Sky CPX2, there's the Stoeger STR9, and these are just cardboard boxes. Those are more so like 3-star companies, or 2-3-star companies, I should say. Smith & Wesson is a 5-star company. I mean, and for them to have you as the consumer invest into that and to kind of cheap out on you like that from the get-go, I kind of feel like that's something that Smith & Wesson should address. So I'm going to leave it at that. That's the end of my rant. Smith & Wesson, you guys got to step it up a little bit and give your customers a better, purchase box. That's all I got to say. Anyways, moving along here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the gun itself. So it comes in this blue bag here. And you can see that we have our, chamber plug there, or chamber flag, whatever you want to call it. We'll go ahead and drop that magazine. This is the 12-round magazine here. This gun comes with one 12-round magazine and one 10-round magazine. So we'll go ahead and take our chamber plug out. So there's the gun there. It actually is a beautiful looking little 9mm. But we're going to set this down for just a moment and take a look at what else is in the box. So you get all your standard paperwork. This is the congratulations, and you can register it, blah, blah, blah. Here's the manual, the owner's manual. Fairly decent manual there. And then under here, let's see if I can just like that. Okay, so very typical. We have our cable lock. We have a interchangeable back strap that is included. And then this looks like another mag release almost. And then here's our other mag. So we'll take our other mag out because we do want to look at that compared to the 12-round. So we'll go ahead, put this back in here. Close this up. So, actually, we're just going to go ahead and get this box out of the way for right now. So here is the gun and the two mags. This is primarily what we're after. I mean, like I said, we get that extra interchangeable back strap, and it looked like another mag release. Now, Overall, I gotta say, I was first like really drawn to this gun because of the simple fact that it looks like a 1911. It looks like one of those micro nines by Kimber. You guys have probably seen them out there. It looks very similar to that, except it's almost got this more square looking slide that gives it the appearance of kind of a Glock, if you ask me. It literally looks like a 1911 mixed with a Glock. That's what kind of really drew me to it. And I've been carrying a Glock 43 for years now. I really like the 43. I like the 43X, the 48. It's all good stuff. But I've been getting into hammer-fired stuff lately. And I was looking for a new carry gun because my 43, even with my aftermarket base plates that give me a +2 on capacity, it's still only 8 rounds. So this guy is a little smaller than the 43, just by a tad, and it has a superior capacity. So this magazine here is the 10 round, and that fits flush to the handle. Now I can't get a full grip on this. My pinky kind of rubs off the bottom there. However, this is your 12 round magazine. And with that, I can get pretty much a full grip. I mean, my pinky does kind of, if I really put my, the beaver tail into the palm of my hand there, my hand, it does rest on the gun, on the handle, but not entirely, but it's enough for me to get a good purchase on the gun and be, relatively on point with it. But overall, it feels really, really good in the hand. It's a all aluminum frame that you can see, and the grip texturing is very aggressive. So, I mean, if you have sweaty hands, if you're under pressure, whatever, I feel like you can get a really good grip on this thing. It actually is very similar to the Shield grip. The Shield grip is just, this has a smooth section on each side. That back strap is really what has the texturing on it, but the Shield grip has this filled in with even more texturing. So, very similar there. And actually, all in all, I compared this thing side by side with the Shield Plus, which is Smith's newest model on the Shield series, the Striker Fire polymer frame handgun. And the Shield Plus next to the CSX is very, very close in resemblance. Obviously, this is a single action hammer-fired system, and the Shield Plus is striker-fired polymer frame. But this is actually very similar in weight, too, to the Shield Plus. Now, they don't take the same magazines, though, which is kind of a bummer, but I can see why, it couldn't be so. But, and since we're on the topic of magazines, I'm going to complain again. The 10-round magazine, with the base plate not being flush isn't the end of the world, but almost what makes me even more upset is the 12-round magazine. Now, this insert, if you take this off, and put it in the gun, it's not flush to the gun, and it feels very awkward. Now, I don't understand the reason behind this. I don't understand why they wouldn't just make this all one piece. Like, what are we trying to do here, Smith? I mean, are you guys going to make aftermarket base plates eventually, and, we can take this off and put on an extension? Or, I mean, is there going to be other magazines that are coming to the market, or what's the deal here? Because personally, I feel like I almost have to just get out some Gorilla Glue and kind of, bond this together, because I don't want this sliding up and down this aluminum magazine all the time. If I'm out at the range with it and training with it, I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, because that is kind of annoying that insert is just, yeah. Another thing that's a huge complaint to a lot of people from what I've seen from other videos is the trigger. So the trigger is obviously single action only. Now, the reset on the trigger itself is actually pretty stiff. We'll go ahead and test that there. I mean, you got to give it a pretty good tug. The trigger reset is, you got to let it like all the way out, I mean, I'm used to follow-up shots where you hear that reset and then you can instantly, make a follow-up shot. But this, you would think you would let right there, but you actually got to let it out even further. You got to let it all the way out, and that's a huge complaint to a lot of other people that I've seen do a review on the CSX. Um, but other than that, let's shed some light on it here. Let's give it a little bit of some pros, and stop focusing on the cons. This is technically the first generation of this make, or of this model. The CSX is brand new to the market, and with its release and the first generation, and overall looking at it, I think it's got a lot of potential. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's a lot of 1911 guys out there, and I think that this really competes with what's on the market right now. Um, it's a nice alternative to a lot of the striker fire stuff. It's got good capacity. It has all ambidextrous controls, so ambidextrous safety and ambidextrous slide release there. And I know not a lot of people are a fan of the safeties. I just like it for an extra blanket of security, especially on a single action. I definitely would want something like this to have a safety. Striker fire stuff, you don't necessarily need it if it's a tried and true manufacturer like Glock or FN or Sig Sauer. I feel comfortable having a round chambered and not having a safety on a carry gun. But maybe some people are different. But this gun does have a safety, and you can switch the magazine release over to lefty for those of you who might be lefties, which is nice. It does have forward slide serrations. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but it's really easy to press check. It's really smooth. Racking the gun itself is actually very smooth as well. You don't have to really tug on it, so that's a nice plus as well. It has this really kind of squared off top side to the slide, but it's beveled on the edges, which is nice for reholstering. The sights are actually pretty decent. It's a white 3-dot system, and you can kind of see that the rear aperture is serrated, and then it's kind of angled. It's not a squared off rear sight, so it's pretty easy to pick up, which is nice. And the grip is fantastic as well. That was one thing that I really fell in love with when I first held it, and I was like, yeah, I think we're gonna try it. But overall, I think you got a good thing going here, Smith. I think that you guys just have to change a few minor things, and you would have a very good selling firearm here. For the next generation that you guys come out with, it would be cool to see some fiber optic sights instead of white 3-dot. It would be cool to see either a blacked out serrated rear with a green or red front sight. Fiber optic would be awesome, or a set of night sights would be super cool to see, to be included on a gun like this. The next thing that would be pretty cool to see would just be like a 1-slot accessory rail for those that want to run a flashlight. That would be awesome to see as well. The trigger issue would be a huge plus in your benefit, as far as consumers wanting to seek this as a viable option. I think that issue needs to be resolved, and this magazine issue as well. Now, if you guys are going to do, if Smith & Wesson is going to do aftermarket magazines and, get 15-round magazines or whatever for this, it's not a problem then. But this right here, again, is just kind of cheesy to me. It's a cheesy idea, cheesy design, and I think that could be fixed. But other than that, I'm excited to get this thing out to the range and see how it handles, see how it shoots, see how the accuracy is, and kind of how it operates as a whole before I wear it and go out and carry it and trust it on my person. But overall, for right now, I'm gonna have to give this thing probably a 7 out of 10. I feel it's lacking in a few areas, but it's not a terrible gun. I just feel like for the price point, it could be a little better, because even though we don't have a Shield Plus to compare it to right now, I was really on the fence with just going with a Shield Plus instead of the CSX. But because this is so new and it's such a you know, new kind of design, and it's got that 1911 style to it, I was leaning more towards the CSX, and I just picked up the CSX. So, but anyways, I hope that this video got you a closer look at this new gun by S&W, and if you guys are considering it, I would say try it out. It's definitely not a bad idea. It's fairly worth the money, and I think that it's a cool gun that's not, you know, your run-of-the-mill. I mean, all your buddies are out there carrying 43s and P365s and Hellcats and, you know, Shield Pluses and whatever. You know, everyone's carrying that stuff. This is unique. This is something that is definitely very comparable to the competition, and I think it sets itself apart from the competition in good and bad ways. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this down in the comments. And again, if you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn the bell on for notifications, and if this video was helpful to you, I would appreciate that thumbs up. So until the next video, guys, y'all stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy out there.
All good?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Oh, he's doing so good. Good job.
Oh, he's got his knife out. Oh, his baton. Lightsaber. This will be for the bloopers. This will be for the bloopers at the end.
There you go.
Perfect.
Stay happy, stay healthy, keep rocking. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. All right, cool.
All right, so we are at this range. We've been here, what, 5 hours close to, maybe? I don't know, something like that. We've been here a while.